The first time 8-year-old Tony Clark entered the Boys and Girls Clubs of San Diego's Encanto branch, he felt like the proverbial kid in a candy store. With 10 or so basketball courts, ping pong, and a pool table, this kid who played sports all day couldn't figure out what to play with first. The club was in a rough part of the city where gangs were not uncommon. But Tony and his friends had a safe haven at the club. Knowing Tony and his two brothers were not caught up in something they shouldn't be also provided their parents with a high level of comfort. The club provided the Clark brothers with support on all levels, even if it was just seeing a friendly face. Tony developed into an outstanding youth baseball and basketball player. As a high school senior, he averaged nearly 44 points a game, breaking Bill Walton's San Diego area high school single-season scoring record. Recruited by numerous major college basketball programs, he enrolled at the University of Arizona. But after sustaining a serious back injury as a freshman, Tony decided to give baseball a full shake. He transferred to San Diego State University, where he played both sports. In 1990, the Detroit Tigers drafted Tony with the second pick of the Major League Baseball amateur draft. Over a 15-year career, the 6'7" first baseman, nicknamed Tony the Tiger, batted .262 with 251 home runs and 824 RBIs. But even more accomplishments lay ahead. In 2010, Tony accepted an offer to join the Major League Baseball Players Association as Director of Player Relations. In 2013, players unanimously elected him as Executive Director of the MLBPA, making him the first former player and the first person of color to hold one of baseball's most powerful positions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tony Clark.
Good evening, everybody. Just for the record, every time somebody hears the stats from basketball in high school, they think I didn't pass. I passed. I passed often. It just came back to me, so I figured it was important for me to go ahead and shoot it. So just wanted to make that clear. But seriously, guys, as the doctor before me had offered, thank you for all you do. I did grow up in San Diego, and it's hard to really complain about that, but we had some challenges with where it was that I grew up, and I think it was a matter of time before Mom and Dad were indeed looking for an outlet for us. We oftentimes played football in the front yard, we played baseball in the backyard, and for the times that we wanted to play basketball, we really didn't have a place to go. So eventually, what we ended up doing was shooting right above our garage door and chipping off pieces of the tile until we had a little area we could shoot from. Again, because of everything that was going on around us, the safest place to be was there at home. But after you chip away enough of the roof and you run around in the driveway scratching up the car, Mom and Dad are going to look for different places to send you and keep you active. It just so happened that the Boys and Girls Club in Encanto was where we went. And as much as anything, I thought I heard our San Diego group over here earlier. It changed everything for me, for my brothers, for our friends. It just so happened that a friend of mine, someone I consider my older brother, a gentleman by the name of Robert Griffith, grew up on the same street I did. He ended up playing 14 years in the NFL. But we used to all congregate at the Encanto Boys and Girls Club. And I often tell the story that because of the challenges that we had, when we arrived the first day at the Boys and Girls Club, we couldn't believe what all was there. You had 8, 10 basketball courts, you had pool tables, which we thought were reserved for adults, you had ping pong tables and the like, and I remember the first day walking in, asking what we were allowed to play with. And when I heard anything and everything you want as long as you're respectful, I don't know that he got respectful out before we were gone. And everything that we did there, everything that we enjoyed there, was often supported and encouraged. So each of us, my brothers and our friends that went, had dreams, had aspirations. And I can't implore you enough to appreciate what an encouraging word does for a young kid who isn't sure what tomorrow looks like or where he's going or where he or she is going or where he or she may end up. It was that encouragement from the Boys and Girls Club at that time that I kept with me moving forward. So yes, I had aspirations of playing basketball. Ended up playing baseball as largely as a result of an injury, and I color myself remarkably fortunate. But as a result of the encouragement that we received early, every place I went and played, I tried to connect with the Boys and Girls Club in that area. So San Diego, yes. Arizona, I don't know if there's an Arizona group in here. I don't know if there's a Michigan group in here. Outstanding. Wherever I played, tried to connect with the group that was there. So much so that toward the end of my career, when I finished up in Arizona, actually made sure that the possibility and the programming that I wanted to impart and put in place was part of my contract. So I built it into my contract to make sure that the programming was going to be provided. And the reason from the beginning to the end and to now is simple. You never know who's listening. You never know who you can impact with one word at one time in one place. And the idea of having young kids come through, you talk about the value of education, respect, and hard work and discipline. You just don't know what's going to stick. You don't know what's going to stick. And somebody, and I don't know their name and can't recall their name now, somebody encouraged me. Any number of folks encouraged me, and I'm guessing with the players that I represent now, if you asked any one of them, they would tell you that along the way, there was somebody or some group of people that encouraged them as well to realize their dreams. You are a link in that chain. I'm forever grateful for those that breathed into me when I was younger. I'm hopeful that perhaps I can do the same as things progress and move forward for me. But I want to encourage you as well to continue to do what you're doing. Sometimes you're never going to realize, or oftentimes you're never going to realize the lives you impact. But somewhere, likely not in this room, someone impacted me, and I know you guys are doing the same with what you do day to day. So thank you for your involvement and your continued interest in providing support for the next generation of young people. Thank you.